This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about selecting your perfect target market, with the idea being that some buyers are better than other buyers and some sellers are better than other sellers. Would you agree with that premise that, and that affects not only your income, but that also affects your mood and your life, right? If you're working with better clients, who respect you and they don't lie to you and they don't resist, you come home from work and you're in a pretty good mood. And the opposite is also true. So today I want to talk to you about how you can make more money, okay? How you can have a more enjoyable life in real estate as a real estate agent by understanding how to select your target market. Now, when I ask most real estate agents about target market, like who are you targeting, a lot of agents will say, well, like I'm targeting anybody that wants to buy or sell, but we can do much better than that. In fact, today I'm going to give you my Triple M formula. I'm going to show you how I sold over 10,000 homes and how I ended up making more money by understanding how to make good decisions when it comes to selecting my target market. So I'll give you a quick story. The first listing that I ever got was in a neighborhood called the London Road area. And the London Road area, it wasn't like it was a bad target market, but it just was, by happenstance. That's where I happened to get my first listing. And that became my farm area for no other reason than that's just by luck where I got my first listing. It's like, okay, this is going to be my farm area. This is where I'm going to target. And I did that for about a year. And then I realized that there was a better neighborhood just about 10 minutes away that had the exact same number of houses that sold. The days on the market were similar. However, the average price was much higher. So I thought, well, if the same number of homes sell, it doesn't take any longer to sell those homes. I am going to switch my target market to this other area called Stonehaven Estates. And I could get a 30% pay raise without selling any more homes. It was no more difficult to sell a home over in Stonehaven Estates than it was in the London Road area. So I want you to think about how much thought do you put into selecting your target market. See, to be successful as a marketer, there's this Triple M formula that I want to talk to you about today. The Craig Proctor Triple M formula is you got to have the right message. That's your offer, right? Obviously, if you've got a weak offer, if you're not offering something that people want, it doesn't matter who you're targeting because you don't have anything that people want. Okay, then the next M in the Triple M formula is your media. Okay, that's how I'm going to deliver my marketing message. So I could deliver it like on Facebook right now. I could deliver it with a direct mail letter. I could deliver it on radio or TV. So you've got your media is your method of delivering your message, your offer. Okay, and then the final M in the Craig Proctor Triple M formula is your market, your target market. And if you're joining us a little bit late, we're talking about how you can use science and logic and make good decisions with your marketing and actually get yourself a huge pay raise. So let us know that you're with us here today. Please check in if you haven't done so already. Let us know the city and state or city and province that you operate in, because we get a lot of referrals here in Craig Proctor world. And remember, the biggest battle that we're fighting as real estate agents is obscurity. So check in, let us know that you're with us here today. Now, when it comes to target market, I said earlier that most agents, when I ask them who you targeting, they're like, well, anybody that wants to buy or sell real estate. And I said, well, we can do much better than that. So imagine somebody driving over to the ocean and they get out of their car and they walk onto the beach and they lean over the water and they spit in the ocean. And they drive back home and they tell everybody, hey, I just changed the ecology of the planet because I spit in the ocean. We would say, no, you didn't make any difference at all. You spit in the ocean. You didn't make any difference to the ecology of the planet. That's what most real estate agents are doing with their marketing. They've got a very small marketing budget, and they're applying this tiny marketing budget to this huge marketplace. And the problem is you don't get noticed. I was doing a consultation with one of my coaching members, a new coaching member, in North Phoenix. That's their marketplace. And I said, so who do you target in North Phoenix? They said, well, everybody. I said, okay, well, how many people are in North Phoenix? They said, oh, about 1 million people. I said, what's your marketing budget? Like $500. See the problem? Their target market is huge, but their marketing budget's really small. And the problem is you don't get noticed. What you want to be doing is you don't want to be spitting in the ocean. You want to shrink your target market so it makes sense to your marketing budget. Instead of spitting in the ocean, you want to be jumping up and down in a puddle like the Incredible Hulk. That's what I did. I narrowed, in the beginning, I didn't have any money. I had this small budget, and I narrowed that small budget to the very best target market where I could sell home the easiest. I could get buyers the easiest way. I would attract the very best buyers and sellers. This is something that you can do. Now, for all my coaching members, I give them, I pay for this software is so good, I give it to all my members, and interfaces with the MLS, and it tells you the information you need to know to make really good decisions. Now, you guys can do some of this just on MLS. Remember, my software program links to the MLS. It's interfaced with the MLS. So what are we looking for? We're looking for streets that have high turnover. Okay, we're looking for neighborhoods that have high turnover. The example I gave you earlier, the London Road area where I got my first listing, the average price back then was probably, I don't know, $400,000. And 10 minutes away over in Stonehaven Estates, the homes are selling for $700,000. The days on the market are exactly the same. The list to sales ratio is exactly the same. I literally could just pick up and switch my target market and get a 30% pay raise. It was no more difficult to sell a home in Stonehaven Estates. Actually, the clients were better. How can you apply this in your market? How can you do a little bit of research to determine your very best target market, your perfect target market? Then we go to work with, okay, now that we understand your perfect target market, what's your killer message going to be? What's your offer going to be that stops buyer and seller prospects in their tracks? It's got to be a good offer. It can't be something people can Google. If your big offer to buyers is, well, I'm going to email you the houses on the internet, they don't need you for that. They don't see a lot of value. Your offer has to be, here's something that I have that you really want that you can't get anywhere except for me. Example, off-market, unlisted properties, distress sales, bank foreclosures, vacant properties, company-owned. These are what buyers want, and they don't know how to find this information. Even new construction. If it's not on the internet, if you've got relationships with builders, and we teach you how to do this, you can get access to what people really, really want that they can't find on their own. Now you've got something, right? So you've got a good offer. Okay, now the next thing is, how are we going to deliver the message? We know who our target market is. Let's say Stonehaven Estates. We've got this killer message that says, hey, get access to unlisted and off-market properties. Now, how are we going to deliver the message? What media are we going to use? Are we going to use Facebook? Are we going to use direct mail, radio, TV? When you get this combination right, when you have the right message, and it's aimed at the right marketplace, and you're using the right media, boom, jackpot. That's what happened to me. So you need to educate yourself on this. You guys know my story. Within 3 years, I go from a brand new agent, as dumb as a pile of rocks, to the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for commissions. In a small town, selling 400, 500, 600 homes a year, and I did this for 20 years. There is a formula to this. You guys would all agree. Some buyers are better than other buyers. Some sellers are better than other sellers. You can control this. You can do the research, and you can use this formula, and you can start to get an instant pay raise right away. Now, again, if you haven't checked in, let us know what marketplace you're in. I would love to show you guys how to do this, by the way. I would love to have a conversation with you about who do you want to target. Now, who you think you want to target, once we do the research, you may change your mind on this, right? Remember, I thought my perfect target market was the London Road area, but when I went in and did some research, I realized there's better geographical target markets. So a geographical target market is one type of target. How about this? We might want to target only first-time buyers. We might want to target only move-up buyers. We want to target maybe luxury home buyers. We can do this. We can craft the offer to target a specific type of prospect. So when I'm promoting a list of homes, let's say in Stonehaven Estates, I know that every buyer that responds to that list of homes in Stonehaven Estates is going to have a house to sell. So I've specifically made a decision to target move-up buyers. If I was offering a list of homes under a certain price range, a lower price range, I'm going to specifically target first-time buyers. If I want to target luxury buyers, I'm going to offer a list of luxury homes. So, there's pros and cons with each one of these target markets. So there are the type of buyer and seller. There's geographical target markets. There's all these different targets that when you start to understand this, you can make these really good decisions. Now, we know that restaurants, for example, would do this before they would decide to put a McDonald's restaurant on this corner or in this location. They do this kind of research. Now, a friend of mine who's actually in the restaurant business says, you real estate agents are really, really lucky because you've got all this information at your fingertips. Every transaction that happens, right? We know the price that it's sold for, okay? We know the days on the market. We have all this history on every time the property sold. We know how many homes sold in this neighborhood or this location or on this street. So we've got the luxury of having all this information on MLS at our fingertips. Most agents ignore it. They don't use it. It's like they throw a dart at the wall and they say, okay, this is going to be my target market over here. And that's what they do. And they hang with that. Imagine doing that for 5 or 10 years. It's just like you think, well, I get what I get. And then you realize, oh my God, I could have gone to MLS. I could have made different decisions and I could have made 30 or 40 or 50% more money because I'm making good decisions based on this information. This is what happens. It's like stumbling around in the dark and then all of a sudden someone turns the light on, right? You need to get the right information. So if you'd like to book a call with us to find out how this can help you, you can go to craigproctorcall.com. If someone can type that in below in the comments, craigproctorcall.com. That's a clickable link. You can book an appointment with us and we'll have a conversation with you about your target market. Now, it's not a sales pitch. We'll just show you how this works. You may decide, well, these guys know a lot more about marketing than you do, and maybe you want to hire us. Maybe you would like some help with your marketing, but there is no obligation to do anything. Also, if you would like to be part of my private Facebook group, just type into the comments below, private group. Type in private group, and we'll get you an invitation to my private Facebook group. We have about 7,000 top members inside the Craig Proctor private Facebook group, and we exchange ideas, and you can learn more about this. But you have to remember, you're in the marketing business first, right? You can be the greatest agent in the world. You can be a great negotiator. You really care about your clients. You work really hard. But if you don't understand marketing, you will starve to death, right? That was the difference between when I started in real estate and 3 years later, I became a student of marketing. I understood that I'm a marketer first and I'm a real estate agent second. Now, everything that you want to do in real estate, understand, I have coaching members that are successfully doing these things. Some of them are making over $1 million a year. Some of them make over $1 million a month. Not many, but there's some of them make over $1 million a month. And we're happy to show you how this all works. But you got to book a call with us. It's going to be a Zoom call. Okay, that's how this would work. And we want to show you things. We want to show you how this would work. It's absolutely free of charge. You're never obligated to do anything. But let us demonstrate how you can start making better decisions. If it's not for you, you just hang up and you keep doing what you're doing. But what if this is true? What if there is some logic and science to marketing? What if there are rules? What if this information in your marketplace is available for you so you can take your small marketing budget and you can magnify the effectiveness of it, right? Whatever your marketing budget is, like you're not Coca-Cola, right? Like Coca-Cola, their target market can be everybody, right? Because they've got a huge marketing budget. You know, when they talk about branding, everyone's talking about branding. Well, we're not Coca-Cola. We can't brand to everyone in the world. So we have to be smart about this. We have to make good decisions. You've got to do the research. You've got to understand, okay, here are all my different opportunities. What type of neighborhood would be best? Some streets are better than other streets. I'll give you a quick example. When I was sending out direct mail, before I had access to this information, before I understood any of this, I would just, send out direct mail to an entire neighborhood or the whole city or whatever. Some of the streets had no sales. They had no sales for years. And then other streets that I was not mailing to had all kinds of sales. Well, now I can make good decisions. I know what the highest turnover neighborhoods are. I know what the highest turnover streets are. So I can stop mailing to less effective areas, and I can now target the highest turnover neighborhoods, the highest turnover streets. Let me give you an example of a neighborhood where I had a lot of success. It was a neighborhood called College Manor. And what I noticed in this neighborhood called College Manor is there was high turnover. And so as I was getting listings there, I was determined to ask the sellers, why are they moving? I wanted to determine why this was such a great target market for me. Okay, so this neighborhood's north of Toronto, and what the homeowners would say to me is we would drive up here from Toronto on the weekend, no rush hour, and we'd look at these new construction homes and what we could get up north of Toronto was a lot nicer than what we could afford to get in Toronto. And so they buy the house, and then they find out the commute was killing them because now they're commuting during the work week. And so they would say to me, our friends and family live in Toronto. We commute back and forth every day. And by the time we get home from work, it's like 6 o'clock and we have dinner. And then if we want to see our friends, we got to get back in the car and drive back to Toronto again. And so this is not the lifestyle for us. So that was one reason that a lot of homes were selling in that area. Another reason is this area, College Manor, was primarily purchased by first-time buyers, and they're buying off of a plan. So a lot of these homeowners would say, well, this house isn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm not used to buying off of a plan. I've never bought a house before. So they were dissatisfied with the layout or the house. That was another reason that a lot of homes in this area were going up for sale. And then because a lot of them were younger and newly married, there was a lot of them going through divorces. It's a high divorce rate, especially among newlyweds. So there were reasons why this neighborhood, College Manor, was a very, very good target market for me. But there were other areas in town, especially in the older parts of town, where there was hardly any turnover. So you can probably identify in your marketplace different areas like this for you. So I want you to think about what's your offer going to be. Remember the triple M formula, right? The message, your offer. If your offer sucks, it doesn't matter who you're delivering it to. Would you agree? Doesn't matter. Like if this is making sense, by the way, smash the like button. Smash the like button and make sure you follow this page so we can talk to each other, so I can let you know what I did and continue to share what happened to me and what I was learning during my journey here. But you've got to have an offer that people want. So I help you with what would be the best offer for you. What type of buyers do you want to attract? What kind of sellers do you want to attract? Do you understand that you can attract this? You decide, okay, well, in my experience, I don't like working with these types of buyers or these types of sellers. Okay, let's eliminate them. Who would be your best buyer, your best seller? Let's design the marketing to attract the type of person we really want. I had a new coaching member say to me, all I'm attracting is first-time buyers. Well, let me see your advertising. Well, their ads were all first-time buyer homes, right? Offering a list of first-time buyer homes. Of course, that's who you're attracting. So we design the marketing to attract who you want. Okay. Then we got to think about how are we going to expose that marketing to that group that you want to target. So if you wanted to target, senior citizens, right? Empty nesters. You wanted to target empty nesters. You're probably not going to use Instagram, right? We might use direct mail. So the media is got to make sense for who you're targeting. Now, if you're targeting first-time buyers, we're going to use social media, obviously. Move-up buyers, social media. But if we're targeting empty nesters, and a lot of you like to work with empty nesters, right? Nice people, the house is too big, the kids have moved out. We may need a different plan to target empty nesters, okay? So you've got your message, you've got your media that you're going to use, and we've decided now who your target market is. Now, we can continue to test these things. That's another important thing that we need to understand is everything that you do in marketing has to be trackable. Okay, we have to track it. So we teach you, well, how do you track what you're doing so you know your return on investment from every dollar that you spend? Now, one of my coaching members yesterday, we were on a platinum call yesterday, and he said to me, Craig, where you've really helped me is I've got the courage, like I'm brave with my marketing now because I know my return on investment. Okay, so he's got the courage to go big with his ad spend because he knows every time he does this certain thing, whether it's direct mail or whatever, he knows every time he spends $1, he makes $10 in return. Now, how about you? If you had that kind of certainty, okay, if you had tested a bunch of my strategies and you knew that every time you spent $1 on this, you made $10, you would have the confidence to go bigger. And so now that the market's slower and a lot of real estate agents are struggling and get out of the business, now you can be brave. You can be strong and bold with your offers and go big because you know it works. You know your numbers. And then it's about tweaking. How can I make this work a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better? And that's exactly what I did. Now, if I can do this, you can do this, right? Remember, when I got into real estate, I was 26 years old. I never sold anything in my life. I knew nothing about marketing or advertising. And by the time I was 29 years old, I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. And I did that for almost 20 years, selling 500 to 600 homes. I had a team of 8 people, but it was a real business. It didn't depend on me doing all the heavy lifting. Well, that's what you could do. You could create so much business that you've got an overflow that I couldn't possibly go out on all the listing appointments. I know that sounds crazy, but I tried. Believe me, I didn't want to split the money, but I was working 70 hours a week. I sold in year 2, I sold 150 homes by myself. Now remember, I'm a young guy, I'm in my 20s, but that was not duplicatable. Okay, so then I started to hire a couple team members and I started to train them on what I was doing. Well, that's what I would do with you. I would show you how I did it. Now, once I teach you how to do the listing presentation and the buyer presentation, once I teach you how to master it and be really good at it, guess what you can do now? Now you can teach what I taught you to other agents that you partner up with, and pretty soon you can send them out on the listing appointments or send them out with the buyers, and they'll get the same results that you get. Now think about that. If that's true, if you could create an overflow of business, more than you could possibly handle, and you could partner up with agents that would do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, here's the question. How many homes could you sell if it didn't have anything to do with you? That's how I was able to sell 400, 500, 600 homes every single year, is because it wasn't difficult for me to do it. Once I had the marketing set up, then I was able to recruit other agents. You see, how do you recruit other agents? you make a promise to them that if you come and you work with me, I'm going to give you not leads, I'm going to give you listing appointments. I'm going to give you buyers that want to buy. And if you can keep that promise, they will stay with you. Now, of course, if you promise agents, hey, if you come and partner up with me, I've got an overflow of listing appointments and buyer appointments, and that doesn't happen, they're going to leave you because it wasn't true. So we see a lot of real estate agents that try to build a team and they don't have the marketing right. So they can't support their team. And so even if they are able to recruit agents, the agents leave because, yeah, this is not a real thing. There's not an overflow of business. Now, how big you build this is up to you. I have coaching members that are happy selling 50 homes a year. I have other coaching members like Nathan Clark in Rhode Island, who last year sold 600 homes. Now, Nathan Clark in Rhode Island's got a perfect replica to Craig Proctor's business. When I look at Nathan's marketing, it looks exactly like my marketing. Okay, he's copied it, and that's what you can do. Okay, you can just take this, take the offers, take the concepts, and you can implement it in your business. In other words, everything you want to do in real estate, I've already done. And I've taught it to thousands and thousands of other agents over the years. So what do you need to do to get started with this? Just book a call. Be open-minded enough to think, well, maybe this isn't a sales pitch. Maybe Craig Proctor is actually a doer. Maybe he's a successful real estate agent like me who has figured out how to make marketing work and that you can learn from me. Now, I'm not saying you can't figure it out on your own. I'm just saying, why would you want to? Why not shorten your learning curve and just book a call, okay? Go to craigproctorcall.com. Again, if somebody's typed that in, that's great. It's a clickable link, craigproctorcall.com. You book a day and a time that works for you, and we'll lay all this out for you. We'll answer all your questions, and we're doing it on Zoom so we can actually show you how this works, right? So you can say, oh, okay, this makes total sense. Or maybe it doesn't make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, you jump off the Zoom, you continue on with your life, you do whatever you're doing. But what if this is real? What if it is true that Craig Proctor has created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru? We have the system. We have the formula. All you need to do today is say maybe. So I hope you've enjoyed this and you found it incredibly helpful. Again, if you want to be part of my private Facebook group, just type into the comments below private group and we'll get you an invitation. I want to thank everybody for watching this. I hope you did find it incredibly helpful, and we'll see you again next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.